if I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home. Just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're live here. Race 1 of the chase here. Talladega Super Speedway, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And yes, that's right. We got the Cup cars here tonight. The bad boys here of Extreme and some of the best that Extreme Motorsports 99 has to offer. And plus that of iRacing too. And last night, after that thrilling finish, and boy, I'm going to say thrilling, folks, go back and watch that. It was an awesome finish that Mason Weitzel pulled off over Cameron Hearn. It was just awesome here at Talladega, some of the racing that we see. Chase 1 here for these guys. It was Chase 1 last night. We're about to set the grid these bad boys up here. Well, as always, I'm Joe White up here in the booth, and I'm accompanied by Davis Richards. Davis, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Joe, I'm doing great, man. Like you said, last night's race was awesome. Had a chance to be there at the end. And tonight, these drivers are even better, so we're going to see more of a show. And these drivers are just ready, about to grid up and send it. Absolutely,
and you're right. We're going to send it, man, down here to the start line here and grid these boys up, because on pole tonight, we call him the hitman, Ariati. He came from SRA, and he's definitely looking good on pole. Outside, another SRA there. We call that man the Nightmare, and he's looking, man, to give these guys out here something to think about when he's done. That's David Shutt, third place man, starting tonight. Oh, Stephen Landry, one of the Corgi team members there, and he's going to be barking up some trees to try to get a win, but he's starting third. Bobby Cheney, Mr. Consistency himself, he won this race here, Davis, a couple seasons ago, and this started his campaign to being a champion here in the Cup Series. But he's starting fourth tonight. Fifth place, Dylan Landry. One another of the Corgi teammates right there looking to do good. Jake Nichols starting at sixth. Call him Superman. Well, he is the reigning current defending champion here at Extreme Motorsports 99.com Cup Series. Looking to hold on to that crown. And it starts tonight here at Talladega. Seventh place man, Dwayne Culberson. And we got old Nick Hunt. One hair flying in the wind right there. Sitting in eighth spot. Ninth place man, Mason Weitzel, last night's winner in a thriller. Boy, and I tell you what, he definitely pulled that win off in a good fashion. Starting night, 10th place man rounded out, Tyler Ducharme. He has been one outside of the actual chase who has been on fire as of lately. After coming off a bad run at Richmond several weeks ago, he has turned it up and definitely looked very good. As we look at the rest of this field, I say it week in and week out, Davis. Star-studded, and these guys are just packed with a bunch of skill here.
It really is, Joe. And you know what? There's one guy in particular that I think we're going to be focusing on a lot tonight, and that's the 24, Bobby Cheney. He's a recent champion here at Extreme Motorsports 99.com Cup Series. And also, if y'all remember right, when we started the season off at Daytona, he got that win and was the first winner of the season to lock him in the chase.
He did, so he knows definitely the way around these actual brutal cup machines. I call them the monster machines out here, and these guys, man, are definitely going to show us what these things can do out here tonight as they're going to pilot them around this 2.66 mile super speedway here. Well, folks, I want to appreciate everybody tuning in here. As like I said, being Davis Richards up here in the booth, we're going to we're going to have us an awesome time here. Hey, we call this the wild card race, Davis, for one reason. Anybody can win.
You're absolutely right, Joe. Anyone can win, but you still got to know what you're doing here in the draft. You got to know what line to go with. And one thing in particular with these Cup cars is these cars, you're going to see them get single file, and these cars are so hard to get a run on. And I think qualifying might be kind of important here tonight.
You know, these cars are a lot different. You brought that up real quick before we get set to go green flag. You brought that up real quick. These cars are a lot different than what the trucks, the K&N, or the actual Xfinity Series cars would be. You're going to see more single file and all. Trying to get that top line going is going to be a chore. You're going to have help here. So it's definitely going to be a very, very, very a tough affair here to try to get it done. So here we go. We'll see what we got as a pace car is coming out of turn 4. Davis, you want to lead us to the green flag?
Hey, let's do it.
All right.
Well, as they're coming down the green flag right here, That pace car is on the front straightaway, takes a hard left turn, and Ariotti is going to send these drivers through the field.
Green, green, green.
And the green flag's out right now as Ariotti's on that bottom side, and he's got the number 1 of David Shutt. He's got the 24 of Bobby Cheney following him close behind, and those two drivers are teammates, so we're going to see them work together all night long, and they're still 2 by 2.
They are. As they head off into turn 1, they're still stacked up. We'll see that for a little bit. Like we said, though, these cars will definitely get you. Want to get on that bottom lane because that high line with these cars. Now, again, this is actually one of the races I've seen with the new package here. We'll have to see what happens, but you're already seeing guys up there forming up. Teammate Ariotti, David Shutt right there, along with the 24 Bobby Cheney. They're all nose to tail in a single file. Hey, they're teammates. Why not work together?
And you got the 66 of Stephen Landry. Looked like he was trying to get a little third line going there, but thought better of it. And then you still got the 77 of Ariotti and the 1 of David Shutt up on the bottom side right now. And that 24 of Bobby Cheney is on the high side, started in the 4th position, and he is just dropping like a rock. There is no one to help him. The next car behind him is the 99 of Mason Wetzel. He's about 2 car lengths back as he finally gets on the inside line as they're in 1 and 2.
Yeah, right now, all single file, top 5 or 6 guys, man, up high right there as they storm around this huge 2.66 mile track here at Talladega. You got Ariotti up front there along with David Shutt. Stephen Landry, the Corgi teammates right there, looking very, very good, sitting in 3rd. You got old Dylan Landry, that's his teammate. So a couple teammates up front, a couple more there. Nick Hunt, he has a tat to the back end of those guys sitting in 5th, and Bobby Cheney's back there. Looks like there's one up high right there, and that actually looks like 99 of Mason Weitzel and Mike Franklin are stuck up high. Now, not so much bad for them right now. Obviously, we got a long way to go here. We've got 100 laps here. They will try to fall back in line in the back. You'll see that from some strategies. Davis, I know that you've probably done that. Fall to the back of the field, and maybe later on try to come back to the front.
Well, you know what, Joe? I'm glad you brought that up because you can do that. But last night, for a perfect example, I did that. I was up in the top 10, top 5, and I didn't like what I seen ahead of me. So I dropped to the inside, let the cars go around me, and I wasn't able to get back on the track soon enough, and I lost the draft. Ended up going a lap down, and from that, I didn't get my lap back until there was about 9 laps to go in the race. So that can cost you big time. Absolutely.
Well, one of the biggest difference too, you'll see, folks, between an actual K&N truck or an Xfinity is the speed these guys bring about. They're going to clock 200 or more here in the draft tonight, as opposed to a lot of the other ones are right at the 197 mark, usually where they stop. But down the back stretch they come. It looks like a snake of a train here. A big high-powered train is out front still. Ariotti's got this one covered, along with David Shutt right there, and Stephen Landry. And the 51 machine there, Ryan Cobb, he's part of the Corgi team. A lone man out right there as he steps out of line. This is just something we're going to see, Davis. That outside lane just probably can't form unless you have several cars working with you.
Yeah, and you're honestly right, Joe. And as a driver, I can tell you right now, that's the most frustrating thing in the world. Is just driving single file. Yeah, you got to take care of your equipment to be there at the end of the race. But there's nothing worse than just trying to go to the high side, no one working with you. You'll try to get back to the inside, then you'll try that outside line again, and it's really, really hard in these Cup cars to get that outside line to work.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Definitely is awesome, man, running right here. So as you look, man, there's Jake Nichols. He's running. Got him a good sponsor on that thing here tonight. Sim500shop.com, man, out there running. Looking very good. He's got an Amazon. So, hey, if you ever want anything packaged up from Sim Speed Shop, there you go. You can get an order, man, and Amazon will throw it out to you real quick. Either way, looking good. And that's another thing we got to think about here is like you just said, patience. That is, you got to have it. It's like a virtue here. If you don't have the patience, definitely, man, this place will rattle your nerves.
Well, you see the 73 in that Sim Speed Shop Chevrolet, is he chooses to go the outside, or I'm sorry, Ford Fusion. He chooses to go the outside in front of the 25 of Talladega, and Bobby Cheney is going up there with him too. And it looks like they're going to try to get that high side working and see if they can make something happen. But then the 99 of Mason Wetzel, he drops back to the low side. So they've only got 4 cars on that top side, and I think you're going to need to be pretty even with the amount of cars of that bottom lane to get that high side working.
You are, and one of the reasons that Jake jumped up there, Bobby Cheney, Jake Nichols, and you see the 25 of Tyler DeSharman, and the backside there's Ryan Cobb. But those front 4 or 5 right there, boy, I tell you what, the 66 there, Stephen Landry almost jumped out in front of him, couldn't quite get it done, but here comes David Shutt. Now the thing about it here is they're going to take it 3 wide to the front. I was saying that they're teammates, but they got such a run on the number 1 machine. It'd be beneficial. Look at Jake. Whoa, Ariotti's around. We got the big one already collected. Pretty much the front side of the whole field. Wow, Davis. That, oh, wow.
Wow, I am speechless right now, Joe. It looks like the 66 just turned the 77 of Ariotti on the exit of that corner, just got too much under, but David Shutt is involved. The 66 of Stephen Landry, Bobby Cheney, Jake Nichols, Tyler DeSharm, the 51 of Ryan Cobb, 99 of Mason Wetzel. I think he got a piece of that too. So many front runners and so many chase drivers.
Oh yeah, a lot of the chase drivers. We're just talking about it, man. I'm in awe now because that wiped out a good portion of machines here. Woo, lap 8-7 of the race, and you've already got major chase guys totally destroyed in this race and pretty much going to be done for the night. Davis, I'm speechless. Last night we saw kind of a little big one there, but man, here just yeah, you're right. Looks like the 66 just came around and just barely caught him, and it took David Shutt, Jake Nichols, man, Ariotti, the Corgi teammates. Oh man, I don't even know who escaped and who didn't on that one. Wow, that was just.
Well, I can tell you the one went on his roof, the 66 went on his roof, the one is blown up, the 24 Bobby Cheney is blown up. The 67 of Cameron Hearn, now he elected to just put a slow qualifying lap, so he was able to come out of there undamaged. And another driver I seen that was in the back of the pack using that same strategy that did not get any damage and is also a trace driver is the 59 of James Thorndike.
Yeah, I want to tell you what, right here, we'll watch from Mason Weitzel's view. He made it through. Remember, he dropped back. Well, he was kind of in the middle of the pack there. It was 3 wide. The 66 just wrong time bump draft coming out of the turn, and when it did, boy, it just wow. And well, we said it, the big one here, and unfortunately took out a slew of very good driving machines here. Like you said, we know Jake involved, Ariotti. Looks like Cameron Hearn might have got involved. David Shutt, Bobby Cheney involved in that one. Ryan Cobb involved. I believe Richie Evans might have got a little in there also. So a lot of very good cars. And and John Marine just jumps over on the Twitch side and said, man, already came in here and already got the big one. You're right. It is the big one here at Talladega. And Davis, I'm just speechless as of right now. I mean, they were up there racing. They looked pretty poised. They looked pretty good. Now, obviously, these guys are very good. But it just does not take much. I've said it time and time again, and even in real life here, it does not take much to turn one of these cars. It's almost like you could get out there and turn them with your hand, and that's what it looked like. Wrong bump draft at the wrong time, and it just took Ariotti around. Unfortunately, he didn't go towards the inside. He went back up into the track, and it just caused a pileup.
You know, it did, Joe, and that's crazy. I can't believe that big one happened right there, especially at lap 9. Last night we really honestly did not have a big one like that. I think we had maybe 2 cautions until the last 10 laps, but these cars too. I mean, the Xfinity cars, they're more loose and more susceptible to getting hit in the corner and spinning out like that. These cars, not so much. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can still send them around at any point, but they're more stable and more, I'd say, tight.
Yep. And as of right now, excuse me, no, the car's definitely involved as we see the, like that's the number 15 machine right there. He's going off on pit road along with Mike Rominger there. A lot of chase drivers involved in this one, and as of right now, we definitely have Bobby Cheney, all tore up, David Shutt, Stephen Landry out, Ariotti, Ryan Cobb, Jake Nichols. I believe it's the number 15 there. That's Dylan Landry's all tore up and whatnot, missing his front end. So heavy named hitters right there. A solid 5 or 6 machines. Pretty much probably going to be out of this one. They might get back out there to run for some points and maybe see if they can't get a position here and there. But what this does is, and hey, in last night's winner, Mason Weitzel survived that big one there along with Delonte Ballard and all. But who's out front there? Nick Hunt. So could we see a first-time winner here in the season tonight? You know, most notably, I think the guys with the green on their car, the green on the top, are part of the chase. I don't have my chase grid thing up. I don't know if you could check on that real quick, Davis.
Yeah, that is correct. I got the chase pulled up right here, and you're right. I was looking for Nick Hunt, and I didn't realize he was in the lead, but he does have a bit of damage on that spoiler. I don't think it's going to hurt him. And Delonte Ballard, he has just a little bit of damage on his hood, but I don't think that's going to affect him either. But another chase driver that didn't get any damage, the 82 of Mike Franklin.
Mason Weitzel.
Mason Weitzel, he didn't get any damage. I'm not sure if Bryce Sinesak was involved in that wreck or not.
Go back here on him and look.
He's got a bit of front end damage. I don't know. It's really hard to tell just by looking at the car if it's going to affect him or not, but we'll find out soon enough when we go green.
Well, if anything, if it does affect him, the only part it will affect him if he gets out front by himself. And you know, and I know, Davis, you could stay tucked up behind someone here and run around this place and be just fine. But again, keep in mind, and you, again, like I say, you know, I know, it does not take your whole car being in front coming across the line. You only just got to have an inch or so. So, I mean, even if, like you said, a guy like Bryce Sinesak with damage like that, even if it does affect him somewhat by himself, hey, if he's got somebody pushing him hard enough, they can push him just enough to get him past that leader on the last lap and win this thing. So, he's not out of it. He's not like he's got a whole tore up front car like the 15 of Dylan Landry missing the whole front end. That's bad. You definitely want at least some of your fenders there.
Yeah, and another driver that I'm looking at that's also in the chase. Now he doesn't. I don't see the green spoiler on his car, but he's in the chase and he didn't get any damage. And that's the number 9 of Mike Rominger. And nothing against these drivers, but the drivers that did not wreck. But that wreck right there took some of the heaviest hitters, the guys that you see running in the top 3, top 4 every single week. And I'm gonna go ahead and call it right now. We're gonna see a first-time winner tonight.
I believe you're right. Obviously, man, right there, and that's what Talladega brings about it. It's one of those wild card races. We've said it here. This one here, to kick off the chase, it makes it exciting afterwards here, as these guys, man, know that they can get mixed up in something that, well, it's not their fault or just victim of circumstance. You know, it's racing. But right now, you know, I agree with you. That took out a lot of heavy hitter names, but we still got some awesome man guys up front. And Nick Hunt, I know right now that 00's got to be grinning from ear to ear. And he, you know, he's thinking about trying to take this thing home tonight. Tyler Sifford, Mr. Popularity himself, would love to. Not having the season he would like. Got his internet problem fixed and looking good so far.
He is, Joe. And Nick Hunt, I bet you he is grinning from ear to ear. That's one of the nicest guys you'll meet on here. And he's always in the pack runner, and he's just a really great guy. And I can tell you there would be a lot of people happy if he was able to get that checkered flag tonight.
Absolutely. Very, very consistent style driver. You know, you see him there, and a lot of time at the end, you always see him. I always say the 00 with the one hair flying out in the wind there. But he's got his Phoenix Society machine looking good. His pace car's coming out of turn 4. Here we go. This is going to be a very good one here, as Nick Hunt's going to bring these monster machines to the line as we're going to get set to go green flag. The big one happened. Lap 7 already here. Talladega Super Speedway, Extreme Motorsports 99.com Cup Series. Chase Race 1, pace cars in. Here we go. We're going green flag. Slow march to the start line. 65 mile an hour. Don't want to get too much. They hammer it down. They take off. Nick Hunt, green flag in the air. We're back here racing again. Mason Weitzel tucks up underneath the 00. And we're going to see if that 7 can get on the inside. Got to remember, those top 3 guys right there on the bottom lane, they're all teammates. They're definitely going to work together. The top 2 are teammates there.
And these drivers, they got to, I'm sorry. And these drivers, they got to get straightened out pretty quick because there was a bunch of damaged cars in the middle of the field and it kind of separated them. So these drivers got to get straightened out and got to be able to catch these leaders. If they let them go too far, they're not going to be able to catch them. And we're going to have a 6-5 car breakaway.
Yeah, sorry about that. I choked up on myself there a little bit. I got excited, man, before the race was over.
Hey, Extreme Motorsports 99.com Cup Series, hey, it'll do that to you. It's some exciting racing week in and week out.
Man, you know, this has been Talladega week here for Extreme. How it started Monday night, Dre Broadcast Network with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com K&N series, and I was happy those guys, I was able to go over there and call the race with old Sean and Dave over there that night. And what a thriller to an end to that race. And then Talladega, first race of the chase with the trucks. Again, check it out on Dre Broadcast Network there Tuesday night. It was an awesome one. And then last night, Wednesday, here on OSR Network, man, Online Sim Racing Network, definitely was a very good thriller in the Xfinity car. And already tonight, man, a lot of drama and action here has happened. Davis, it's just a, I'm at awe already what this week has already brought about.
You know, I love Talladega. I love the super speedways. They're one of the funnest tracks I think there is to go to. I just love doing them. That you're close, you're going 200 miles an hour. We see some weaving and bobbing there. And the 25 of Tyler Ducharme, look at it. I thought he got quite a bit of damage, but he's up there in that front pack running.
Yes, he is. Tyler Ducharme looking good. Now, the thing about it is, these guys are actually testing the waters on that outside lane. Why not? Let's see if we can't get it going. As you see, old Tyler Sippert, Mr. Pop. Oh, and he leaves the... Oh, that's actually Mason Weitzel, excuse me. Switched up there. Got up there with him. But they're testing the waters on this outside lane and seeing what's happening. Yeah, Nick Hunt has a little front end damage. Might have been slowing him up front. So they wanted to make that switch on team, get Mason out front and try to pull that train around here. And he's doing it. So let's see now how long that top side can hold up. They've got 4 cars up high. Looks like they're doing pretty good. One thing I want to point out to you, Davis, right now, and you know this, you see the cars right now, they're not tucked up all the way up underneath each other. That's a textbook style draft right there. And the reason I say it that way is because you can overheat these cars. We will see, though, with about 10 to go, you're going to see these guys all be right there playing it on one another's bumper by the time this thing is over with.
Oh yeah, Joe, you definitely will. They don't want to overheat the cars. They don't want to damage those engines. They want to be sure they have some at the end of this race. So you're absolutely right on that one, Joe.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I tell you right now, this is awesome so far.
You know, it really is right now. There's still 2x2. We've got about a 3-car breakaway. The car on the that 21 of Delonte Ballard. Now, I'm not sure if his paint scheme's not loading or if he's just looking for some sponsors out there, but he does have some front-end damage, and you can see it's not affecting him in the draft. But I'll tell you what that will affect him is when we get to the closing laps here and he wants to make a move to try to pass the leader on the last turn on the tri-oval, that's going to hold him back a lot. He's going to have someone that knows what they're doing. It's got a strong car to push him up there.
Yeah, as far as Delonte Ballard, he's still showing in a Slam Twitch machine. That's usually his primary sponsor out there, and definitely if y'all love some drumming and some awesome action like that, check that guy out on Twitch, man. Check him out, it's called Slam, and he's a drummer. I like watching him every once in a while, but I'll tell you what I'm surprised at right now is that high line is holding its own. I mean, it is 3 cars high, 3 cars low right there, and so far they are duking it out here and staying 2x2 coming in as Tyler Sippert's got his nose out front ever so slightly. I'll tell you what, man, Mason's looking to do the sweep here at Talladega. Won last night in the thriller, looking to win here tonight again. But old Mr. Popular himself there, and I don't see Becky out in the chat yet, but I know she'll pop her head out there, or she might have her head up underneath the pillow under the couch, nervous right now because he's up front.
He is, Joe, and he doesn't have any scratch on that car right now, so he's looking pretty good out there. He's in the second spot, and you'll see him trying to get a little bit of side draft on the 99 and the 00, and he's doing that by design. Now the side draft is going to try to slow those cars down, and it's going to be able to make you get that run on that high side and get by him.
I agree with you on that one. And right now, these guys, man, are just storming around this place. Huge 2.66 mile place. It looks like 2 packs right now. As you see the front pack here, and now there's 2 cars up high as it forms up with 3. As the one car there is losing the draft ever so slightly behind him, but you got another pack back here. You got Michael R. Mueller. Well, that's the tail end. Excuse me. Tyler Ducharme's leading this pack. You got Shaquille O'Reilly up top right there, the Corgi team. Richie Evans along with him. Mike Romager's in that mix there. James Thorndike, Vern Bradley, Cameron Hearns back there. So if those guys get formed up single file, they can probably run that front pack down in a hurry.
And they could, Joe. And I think these drivers right now are just taking it easy. They've seen what can happen if you push the issue on lap 9. They still got about 80 laps to go here tonight. So I think they're going to be taking it easy, showing some patience, and try to ride this thing out till about 20, 30 to go. But hey, they could also, if they get up there, try to test the water, see if they can get that high line working, try to practice their moves for that last lap.
You know, and I think that's what Tyler Sifford and them was trying to do right there. And, all right, good deal. Oliver said, I'm going to pick the 99 to win. Good pick right there. He definitely pulled it off last night. A lot of this race is about survival, but I think that's what Tyler was trying to do up there just a minute ago. Test the waters of the outside lane. You know, we didn't see that too much at the Daytona race. The guys didn't until maybe the last, and even then just could not get that high line running. Looks like tonight they can get it going a little bit. Again, you only got to get it enough just to get your nose out front. It's not like you got to pass that car. So maybe that's what he was doing. Seeing what the team has to do, test it out up there, and see what they got to do to get forward.
Yep, and I think so too, Joe. And right now, yeah, that second pack has caught that lead pack right now as we see the 41 of Shaquille O'Reilly and that 67 of Cameron Hearn trying to get that outside working at the back of the pack. Going to be interesting to see if anyone decides to go with them and see what else they can do.
Well, you know, we're lap 20 here, about to cross the line for lap 21 of 100 here. They got a long way to go to see. Nothing wrong with trying that pack right now. You see that 41, like you said, Shaquille O'Reilly, part of the Corgi team. Yeah, he's got the dog there. I call him the dog pound because they're going to bring it to the front. Now, unfortunately, a couple of their cars got involved in that mess there. Dylan Landry was one of them who got messed up. Ryan Cobb got pushed up, a little damage on that big one earlier on. And just to give you an update, I feel like Bobby Chaney's probably out of this one and David Shutt. Right now they're 12 and 13 laps down. It looks like Jake Nichols might be back on the track.
He is, but he just recently went a lap down a couple laps ago.
Okay. Probably going to just run laps to try to maintain and stay in that 20th position. Obviously, you see Stephen Landry and Dylan Landry, who are tore up right there in themselves. You know, they're out there running. Ariotti, he's still out there running. And a lot of people are like, well, why is he's got, there's Ryan Cobb, he's tore up too, he's out there running. Why are these guys running? Well, hey, look, as long as they keep running, they're going to maintain their position. Every point counts here.
It really does, Joe. And I got a question for you, and I want you to take a look at it. The 09 of Bryce Sinisek, the 78 of Dwayne Culberson, they're back in the pack, and they don't have a scratch on their car. And the 51 and 77 of Ariotti, they're back there, and they have a lot of damage, but they're staying with them. Now, do you think if these drivers at the 51 and 77 are able to get in that lead pack, you think they can stay up with them, or do you think there's just too much damage?
Well, right now, as far as Bryce Sinisek, he does have a slight bit of damage on that front right. Remember, we were talking about that earlier. I see some damage there on the car behind him. That's Dwayne Culberson. You know, they're doing what they need to do, running a single file. But they do have some damage So it's definitely probably going to hinder them unless they could get with the pack up there. You know, we talked about that a little bit earlier about Bryce, whether or not the damage would. This is not the position he wants to be in because he's leading the pack. He really needs a very, very clean car in front of him, and he needs to be pushing. That's just my opinion on it. I mean, from just seeing, because we just saw a minute ago, and perfect example, Nick Hunt, who was leading up front. You saw what Mason Weitzel did. Nick Hunt has slight damage on the front nose of that machine. Well, it was slowing slowing them down. Well, they made that crossover there, and now look at them. They're able to maintain the speed that they got up front.
You're right, Joe, and I didn't see that damage at first, the 78 of Dwayne Culbertson. He does have quite a bit of front-end damage. Now, I just think maybe the 09 of Bryce Sunasek, maybe there was damaged cars in front of him and he just lost the pack. Yeah. But I don't think there's enough damage on his car to affect him. But it'll be interesting to see if we get another caution here. These cars get caught up at 78, 51, and 77, especially the 77 of Ariotti with him being a chase driver. If they can stay in that lead pack and make something happen.
That'll be the key once they get up there in the pack. If another caution comes, seeing if they can maintain. Another thing is here, you see Nick Hunt's up high now. He does have some nose damage. Let's see what he can do in clean air. That's what we say when they get up there. Let's see if he can actually pull up there. We saw it last night in the Xfinity car. Forgot who it was who definitely had had some damage, but we're seeing he just can't quite break past that bubble, the wall right there, and get as they came up high. Oh! Whoa, that is not what you want to see in front of you as the leaders. Wow.
67 of Cameron Hurd got some damage between him and the 25 as they had to check up. Wow.
Oh, man, I tell you, you want to, hey, Davis, I'm in the booth, and my knuckles might already start, my hair is raising. Can you imagine being the leader and the driver seeing that in front of?
Oh, man, my heart dropped just watching it.
Wow.
I don't think the 67 got too much damage out of it, but you would talk about disaster. We'd have to restart this race. There wouldn't be any drivers left, Joe.
Man, if we get one more big one. The problem that did right there is it did separate these packs here. 67 looks like he might be okay. I'd have to get a very, very close-up view of him right there. But boy, he was hugging onto that, in that Huggies mobile. He was hugging onto the steering wheel after that one. What's going to happen here, though, is his teammate, Mike Rominger, you're not going to see his teammate go flying right by him. He's going to tuck up behind him and help him, and probably give him a good little bump draft. Not maybe in the trial. We don't want to do it there. But you're going to see these 4 or 5 cars here probably going to hook up and get going. But man, this race already here, boy, it's already turning into a wild one so far.
It really is, Joe. That could have been disastrous right there. But luckily, these drivers had enough intuition and enough skill to be able to make it not worse than it was. So definitely got to see right here that lead pack is about down to 6-7 cars right now. And that next pack behind them, it's got about 6 cars. So we're going to see if they can catch up to them or what's going to happen now. I'll tell you one way they can catch up to them. I don't know when. It's probably going to be pretty soon here with the next probably 10 laps or so. These drivers are going to have to take pit stops. That lead pack takes 4, and that second pack takes 2 tires. They'd be right there with them.
Got a car spinning off down there. Didn't catch who that was. 51 machine, was it? It was right there in pit road.
Let's see if I can take a look here for us.
I didn't bring a caution out, unfortunately, on that end. Watching this second pack right here, Cameron Hearn, teammate there, Mike Rominger, a couple of them. Well, I know Mike Rominger's chase driver. Not 100% sure. Cameron Hearn, he won the chase drivers?
Yes, he is.
Okay. I need to really bring up my chase thing. I'm going to tell you what. I keep forgetting to bring it up. But right now, we go back up to this front side here. These guys, man, are running very good. Shaquille O'Ray, one of the Corton teammates, right there running in 4th place. Looking very good. And Michael R. Muller. Well, definitely ain't really talked about him any, man. Definitely a season he probably wants to forget about so far. But he's up front. Hey, this definitely can change your perspective of a lot if you pull a win off here at Talladega about how your season's been.
It really can, Joe. And you can start it strong and you can end it strong too. And anything can happen here at Talladega.
Well, folks, right now we've had, well, one caution. And that one caution, though, wiped out some very, very heavy hitters. A lot of chase drivers, a lot of the very, very, very top guys, which anybody in this series is top to begin with. But it wiped out a lot of the front runners there, and it was a big one up front. At least 5 to 6 machines wiped out of this one. And we're talking about right now, you're seeing that lead pack there. Mason Whites, who won last night. He's got Delonte Ballard right behind him. So there's a couple chase drivers right there. And then you got Michael R. Muller and Shaquille O'Reilly and Nick Hunt. They're not chase drivers, but they would sure love to pull a win off here tonight.
And Joe, it took me long enough, but I finally found out what you seen, who spun out there, and it was our top 3 drivers. It was almost another big one. It was the number 7 of Tyler Sifford as they came into 3 and 4, got right behind the 82 of Mike Franklin, pushed him the wrong way and sent him spinning. Wow. I'm not understanding why there wasn't a caution for that, but if you want to go back and look at it, it's the lap 27.
He was way off the surface down towards the pit road, and you know, if they get so far off, we saw it last night, a couple happen like that. If they get so far off, it will not throw a caution. Just unfortunate circumstances, though, because a guy, man, that does it like that, it's hard. Hey, what's going on? Aiden Young, man, how you doing? I haven't seen you in like 9 million years and whatnot. What's going on, man? Just out here at Talladega, me and Davis up here just we're trying to figure out this wild and crazy race already. That is, we call it the wild card race. Well, it definitely has been a wild card tonight.
It has, Joe, and unfortunately the 82 of Mike Franklin, you got quite a bit of right side damage on that. So it's going to be, I think it's not, he's still going to be out there and running, but I think his hopes for winning a race tonight is going to be finished.
Yeah, it definitely is. Hate to see that on him, but looks like we've got Michael R. Muller going for the lead here, and we're going to see if he can power that outside lane. He's got help by the 41 machine there of Shaquille O'Reilly. Shaquille's probably jumping up and down saying, look, and he's barking while he's doing it. He's got a bad, fast machine there. They're going to pass right by Mason Weitzel. As we saw, Delonte Ballard went off into pit road. The problem with that is he went out there without any help. We've got these 4 cars up front here, and you actually got to take it back about 5 seconds before you got a whole pack of cars that is led by Richie Evans, Vern Bradley, James Thorndike. Now Tyler Sifford, he is back there in that pack, so didn't lose too much time. Cameron Hearn and Mike Rominger. That pack right there, real quick, if they can hold together like they are, I feel like they might be able to run down those front 4. We'll just have to see. They are making time up on them. It was 5 seconds, now they're 4.6. So maybe slowly but surely they can run those guys down up front.
Yeah, Joe, I think so too, because that front pack is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And Joe, I'm just really shocked here at these cars at being so sensitive. We've seen them wreck in front of the pack. We've seen just 2 cars, tandems, wrecking by themselves. I'm really shocked at how sensitive these cars are here today.
And you know, we take it back to real life. They did say with the new package here, Bo, I'm from NC, matter of fact. How you doing? Appreciate you tuning in, man, as always. But you know, I did understand, from my understanding, David, the new package is more of a realistic style package of how these cars will react, which means they took some aero away from the back and made the grip wise of the tires like they are in real life. So what that might do is make that rear end, it's just me, it's my assessment, might make that rear end unsettle. But if you ever look in real life, you could take the air off the back end of one of these stock cars very, very easily. And I know you've heard announcers say it many a time, you can get out there and almost just take your pinky or your hand, and at top speed, you could literally push that car out the way and send it on a spin. We've seen it before in real life where guys get up there and it looks like it's just the marginal of touches and send them around. Maybe iRacing has finally gotten that down. Obviously, we see netcode. You know that. I know it. It's bad. But maybe they've gotten that part down in these cars to where, well, these drivers now, well, they have to think about that when they bump track.
No, Joe, Joe, I think you're right too. And the other thing is they've changed the build-up, and these drivers just aren't used to it. They weren't expecting this kind. This is the first plate race that we have done in Extreme Motorsports since they updated the field. So these drivers just aren't used to it, and they didn't expect to come out here and be able to turn a car around with their pinky, like you said.
Well, you know what we saw last night? We saw the same thing in the Xfinity car last night. Guys, they got very, very loose. And I saw a couple times that drivers, it didn't take much, got on the back end and boom, went around. And you know, and I know in real life, the Xfinity Series package, ooh, that thing is a handful from what those real drivers have talked about. And Bo, yeah, I'm 50 minutes from Charlotte, so there you go, good deal. What's up, Devin? How you doing out there? Two cars able to keep up with 6. Well, the package is different. I mean, again, this is the first time I have seen it. But you've got to look at a lot of these guys out here. Some of these guys, man, have gotten damage on the on what those cars is. Tyler Ducharme right there. Oh, getting very dicey on that second pack with Vern, James Thorndike, and whatnot there. That's not what that second pack wants to do, Davis, to be able to catch the front runners. They want to get back single file running.
Yeah, Joe, they've got to get back single file. I mean, they were making time on them, but that front pack is down to 3, and we've seen the 21 at Delonte Ballard pit right now, and I'm surprised we haven't seen more. Oh, as I say that, I see drivers talking in the chat saying that they're pitting in this time by.
Yeah, it's probably going to get about that time for pit stops. Last night we saw it around about 30, maybe 34 laps or something like that. I think they were able to take it. And as you just said, look at that, the front runners, everybody coming down on pit road, bringing this thing down here. Wow, it's I'm gonna tell you, Davis, this race, I wouldn't even try to phantom and guess who's going to pull this thing off tonight, because it has been a wild one. And Mason Weitzel overshot his pit.
He did overshot. I was seeing he was having some trouble getting down in pit road. The 24 of Bobby Chaney, he was going out there to run some laps, and then he was down there on that apron letting the drivers go, and then the lead pack decided to pit, so that also cost him some time as well. Yeah,
I hate to see that on his end. And I like Devin's comment out there on the Facebook side here, Davis. He says, I retired from iracing. I had too many concussions. There you go. That's me too. There you go. What's up, Abbots? How you doing out there? And I want to appreciate everybody tuning in. As we're live here tonight, Talladega Super Speedway, here for ExtremeMotorsports99.com. First race of the chase, and boy, I'm going to go ahead and use the old saying here. Chase implications happened at lap 7. That's right, lap 7, the one and only caution tonight. But it was a huge one and a devastating one for a lot of the chase drivers. Tore up out here, just to name a few of them. Out here, Jake Nichols, Bobby Chaney's out of the race, David Shutt, Ariotti right there, just to name a few of the chase drivers. But then you got Stephen Landry, Dylan Landry, who was involved in that wreck, along with it. Several other drivers got a little bit of nose damage on it. So, I mean, Davis, it has just been one of these races that is, I guess if this was run in October, we would say it'd be just because of Halloween season, but man, we're in January, and wow, it's already a spectacular style race.
And Joe, you talk about chase implications right there. While you were talking, we had some more chase implications. As the 67 of Cameron Hearn went down to go pit with the 7 of Tyler Sifford, and the 67 just came in too hot, locked his brakes up, ended up spinning out, speeding down pit road, and went on the infield grass. He didn't get any damage now, but that cost him. I know he got a speeding penalty, and it cost him some major time, and he's going to be out on the track by himself.
I hate to see that. There comes Vern Bradley, man. Last night he almost tried to pull that thing off, and then got some contact from behind later on and got involved in a wreck. So he's looking good. Got a teammate right there, Mason Weitzel, tucked up underneath. Got a couple guys up front there. You got Michael R. Muller. I'm gonna tell you that would be a Cinderella story. Started 13th, sitting, excuse me, my bad, that's Kilo Ray. Started 16th, sitting out front. Actually, the man behind him, there's Kilo Ray, started 13th. So those two guys not in the chase here, but definitely looking very strong there. One in the downforce machine, and the other one in the Corgi teammates right there. Looking very, very strong. They're hoping they can hook up here. I don't know what happened to Vernon Bradley. He going to the pit.
I'll take a look on it, Joe, and see if we can find anything. He's slow. Did he run out of gas?
Did he run it? Yeah, let me go back on the replay there because he was right there in third place drafting. Yeah. Go back here far enough here and see. I think he might have ran that thing out of. Go back and see if he spun or something. I don't know.
I think he did, Joe, because he's right in front of the 99 of Mason Wetzel. Then his car just loses power. The 99 of Mason Wetzel goes around him.
Yeah, okay, we're watching right here. You're right. Mason's right in front of him. They're heading off in a turn, and yeah, Mason has to make a basic move very, very quick, like, and he just. See, I tell you what, I can tell you. Yes, he ran out of gas. A little tattletale needle there. That engine is off, and he's got to coast that thing out. And that is strange because he had made 2 pit stops along with everybody else. It's strange that he would have ran out of gas like that. Well, some more drama.
Could he have pulled a Davis and tried to stay out longer? Maybe this thing is going to come down to fuel mileage if it goes green flag.
Well, who knows? I tell you, I know last night I hated it on the end right there. Man, ran out of gas on the other night in your race, and hated to see that on you. It was running very, very good, but you know firsthand what fuel mileage can and can't do for you, and that's the thing. I've had it happen. I ran out of gas one time here at Talladega because I overshot my pit. And I had to go around, and guess what? As soon as I came out of the pit, started to go around, ran out of gas. So, wow, go figure. I've been in that boat before.
Oh yeah, it's a gut-wrenching feeling, but I'm not even going to lead us down the topic of fuel mileage. This is Talladega, and I can almost guarantee you there will be another caution. But with these cars, the way they've been spinning when they're just by themselves or with another car with them, we're not going to go down that rabbit trail because there probably will be a caution.
Yeah, no doubt. Devin out there said somebody got greedy. Yeah, it's just strange though because Vern was showing that he has pitted twice. Now 3 times, obviously, because he just went pit. But it showed him pit twice, and everybody else has pitted, well, twice or 3 times. So he should have been on the same cycle. So it is kind of unusual, unless he just did not fill up that tank. And I'm gonna go. I've learned this. Unless it's 10 to go and you're pitting, I always fill up the gas, that fuel tank, no matter what. I know some guys try to say, oh, I'm going to try to calculate it. I just go ahead and do it because I've done it before and I've run it out that way.
And I'm glad you mentioned that too, because the other thing with the fuel loads as well is you can actually change the way your car handles with the amount of fuel you use in it. And because you put a full fuel load, it's going to put weight on that back end. And then if the lighter it gets, the more that front end's going to sit down and the more downforce you're going to get.
Yes, I mean, there is benefits to doing what you said there. Don't get me wrong. It's just it never really worked out for me. And that's the only reason I could see why he would have even closely remotely ran out of fuel because, again, he should have been on the same pit cycle as all the other leaders out there running. As we see right now, that second pack has caught the front runners. And Mason Weitzel's going to go to the outside and try to take the lead. He's got help with Richie Evans, Michael Omola there, along with the Corgi man. Now look at the whole top line. Normally we see everybody on the low line, but everybody's up high this time.
And they're just going to freight train by him, I believe. Right now you got that 99 of Mason Wetzel leading the pack, the 48 of Richie Evans, 59 of James Thorndike, 9 of Mike Rominger, and there we go again, the 00 of Nick Hunt.
Yeah, no doubt. It is definitely, man, a dicey affair up there. And look at the 99. Hey, what's going on, Chief, out there, man? Appreciate you joining in here. Well, right now, man, it's definitely a good one. You see Mason drops down the inside. I was thinking to say he wasn't going to leave his dancing partner, but he did. Richie Evans up high, along with that man right there. Well, we see Mike Rominger's up high. He's going to have to fall back, maybe get in line somehow if he can. Definitely these guys on the low line. So they went from high to low here. Looking very, very good. As you see, Mason Weitzel's back out front. Shaquille O'Reilly there. Michael R. Muller. Yeah, James Thorndike. That's another guy who has definitely turned up the wick this season. Excuse me. This season, he is turned around. He's had some phenomenal finishes here in the Cup. Last season, I mean, he just not a season he wants to remember. This season, he has definitely been a good top 10 car.
He has, Joe. We've really seen him, like you said, turn up the heat. He's able to get out there, contend for top 5s, contend for top 10s, and it's just really showing how good of a driver he is this season. Yeah,
no doubt about it. I tell you what, right now, John Marine out there, he's bringing up everybody, and Davis Richards. Who throws your name out there for you, Davis?
Oh, hey, John Whitmish, what's going on, buddy?
There you go. What's happening, man, John? I tell you what, I hope your dad's doing really good. He definitely got thoughts and prayers out there for him. Hopefully, maybe he's watching the race, feeling well enough, and he's watching it there with you, or if you're with him here. And it's been a good one so far, a wild one. Hey, rewind it back to lap 7, you'll see what we're talking about. I mean, it's just been many different stories here tonight. A lot of the chase drivers taking out the lap 7 incident. Big one here up front. So definitely a very unique one, which has left us here what we've got right now. Mason Weitzel out front, Shaquille O'Reilly right there behind him, Michael R. Muller sitting in third. But he's got Tyler Ducharme up high, along with old Delonte Ballard right on bundle.
He does right now. That lead pack is going around some lap traffic of 73 at Jake Nichols. That high side, that 25 of Tyler Ducharme and 21 of Delonte Ballard, they're trying to get it to work, and they're actually doing really well. For them just being those two drivers right there, they're able to contend up there, and they might get a run and be able to pass them on the high side in 1 and 2, but they got lap traffic coming up at them.
Yeah, lap traffic definitely is one thing I look at. Look at that, man. Old Shaquille O'Reilly. Everybody goes high right there. That's unfortunately Ariotti involved in that first wreck early on. He does a good sportsman thing right there. Just moves on out the way and lets those front runners go on by. They don't want to interrupt them in what they're doing, but it's a who's who now up front. We said it's a wild card style race, and if you look at that top 10, Mason Weitzel, Shaquille O'Reilly sitting in second, Tyler Ducharme third, Michael R. Muller sitting in fourth, James Thorndike there in fifth, Delonte Ballard sixth, Nick Hunt in seventh, Richie Evans eighth, Mike Rominger sitting in ninth, and Tyler Sippers rounds the top 10. That right there, if I look at it, I think Mason Weitzel is the only one this season in the top 10 to have a win here in the Cup Series.
And I do believe you're right there, Joe. Right now, they got more like traffic up high, and man, this lap traffic is getting dicey.
My bad, Tyler Ducharme's also.
And unfortunately, he wasn't able to make the chase because he didn't have enough starts. But hey, he's still out here contending for wins and trying to, what's the word I'm looking for, Joe?
He's just trying to win.
There we go. Simple enough, ain't it?
Absolutely. And, you know, and like you said, so out of the top 10, 2 drivers out of the whole top 10 there. So 8 drivers in that top 10 have not won a race here in the Cup Series. And they're trying to. That is phenomenal here. I definitely hate the fact that we had a lot of the top chase guys get involved in the wreck earlier on. But, man, what would it do for the morale of a guy to come out here? Even though it is a plate track Talladega, and we always say anybody can win here. Hey, a win's a win. You get them how you can. It don't matter where it comes from. If this is your first win, and even if it's your first win in the series, that would just bring your morale up so much more.
It really does, Joe. It does wonders for you right there. You could be having a bad season, but you get one win, even if it's the last race of the year, and it makes it all worth it, Joe.
It does. I mean, and that's just one thing you got to think about. Well, Mason Weitzel, the only thing he's thinking about is keeping this thing up front here and winning tonight because, well, he won last night and a thriller. Folks, last night that Xfinity race was just a wild one there, and he's got the Dre Broadcast Network machine rolling out here in the 99. So he's looking to maybe try to pull this thing off. He avoided the big one up there. I know he actually avoided one earlier on when a couple lap cars started spinning in front of him. So it has definitely been a fun one here. As right now, he's still Tyler Ducharme back there wiggling side to side, trying to see if he can't get around old Shaquille O'Reilly. Just think it's a little early, 49 to go. These guys right now just maybe be calm, sit there, ride, see what they can actually do to maybe try to I don't know, be a little aggressive.
Yeah, you're right, Joe. I think you are. I think I'll get it out soon enough. I think you're right, Joe. They're trying to figure out what they can do, what lines they can take, trying to get that high side rolling again and see what they can do. Right now, you're just practicing for that last flat pass, seeing what the car can do, seeing how much it'll take. And especially with these guys with damage, they want to test it out and see if their car has enough power to get up there and contend for the win, or if they would be better off sticking their nose behind someone and pushing them and getting a top 5 finish.
You know, and also we got to bring out too, with that big one being brought out there, a lot of the chase drivers going to be more in the back here. Most notably right now, you know, Jake Nichols sitting 19th, Ariotti 15th, Bobby Chaney way back in 22nd, David Shutbank 21st, just to name a few of the chase drivers there. But with that said, coming out of this race here, this race can definitely make the rest of this chase very, very interesting, because now it puts a tremendous pressure on those chase drivers to perform every race. You pretty much got to say this is your only bad race you can have the rest of the chase.
It really is, Joe. And some of these drivers up here, you know, I mean, Delonte Ballard, he's constantly in the top 10. And this one bad race, like for Jake Nichols, I mean, this race might end up costing him the championship. You never know with as competitive as this field is. Absolutely.
Right now, Mason Weitzel still out front. Michael R. Muller right there along with him. James Thorndike looking good. Shaquille O'Reilly, as they're going around some lap down machines right there. That's Ryan Cobb. I think the 66 there, I think that's actually Dylan Landry, or Stephen Landry, excuse me. And the 66. Well, hey, look, since they're out there running like that, let's bring up, man. Colleagues used to say, let's bring up, man, let's hit the speed cam. All right, well, I tell you what, right here, man, if that does not get your blood pumping, your hair jumping up and down on your skin, and, well, getting you running up and down through your neighborhood and yelling, saying, hey, we're racing tonight, I don't know what will. Might not be a race fan, or, well, just might not be alive. Either way, you might want to get a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Probably need some more medication to help you out. Hey, that is awesome. ExtremeMotorsports99.com Cup Series. These are some bad, fast boys and some bad, fast cars doing some bad, fast things on an awesome super speedway here tonight. And I want to appreciate everybody out here. And Bo said, where'd the announcers go? Well, we did the speed cam, sort of like the crank it up cam. Let y'all listen to sights and sounds of these awesome machines running here. Looks like Delonte Ballard's coming in pit road hot and heavy.
He is, and he's by himself too. Now, we've seen him do this last time. Oh, Tyler DeSharm's going in as well. I think you're going to see Delonte's going to take 4 tires. And I don't know if he got that thing cranked down in time. He went off pit road too. But if he didn't, you're going to see Delonte take 4, Tyler take 2, get linked up together, and try to get back to the front once pit cycle's complete. Yeah,
it looks like he's on an off-cycle pit stop here right now as we see this a freight train of an awesome machines up front here as Mason Weitzel's leading them around this 2.66 mile monster speedway here at Talladega. Michael R. Muller right there tucked up underneath and behind him, along with James Thorndike in third. Shaquille O'Reilly, and always mix it up with Shaquille O'Neal, but hey, he's definitely looking big and tall out there. He's got the 41 looking good in 4th place. Nick Hunt right there in 5th. Tyler Sifford, Mr. Popularity himself. I know Becky should pop her head out here every once in a while, maybe look and say, and if Tyler can hear me anywhere, I tell Becky, hey, you're running up front in 6th spot. She needs to watch the race. Check this thing out. Richie Evans there in 7th. Mr. Extreme himself, Mike Rominger, got that number 9 machine out there sitting in 8th. Bryce Senesac 9th, and out top 10, there's Cameron Hearn. And all these cars here, the top 8 machines, Davis, are within a half a second of one another.
They are, and you go back on that pit cycle right there. 21 of Delonte Ballard did get a speeding penalty, and the 25 of Tyler DeSharm, he decided to stay in his pit box until the 21 had completed it so they could get together. Now, I think they're going to be a lap down. I mean, they might be able to stay on the lead lap, but they're definitely going to need a caution to be contenders at the end of this race.
Wow, I'll tell you what. Michael R. Muller jumped out of line to see if anybody would come up high with him. Nobody did. They all stayed low. We talked about this during the speed cam part there. What's it going to take to pass that leader? It's a lot harder, and you've got to have a lot more strategy involved to pass somebody here, or at least get a nose out front up there. It's not like in the trucks in Xfinity where you can stay glued side by side. You're going to need a lot of help. So what do you think, Davis, it's going to take for them to team up and try to get around that 99?
Friends.
There you go. And right now, you probably could find a lot of them. Coming about 5 laps to go, you're going to have to go in some low places to get some friends.
You are, Joe, and right now, right there, I'd be, maybe if I'm able to on the straightaways or something, sending little messages to drivers like, hey, man, you're doing a really good job. Just try to talk them up. Going with drivers, drafting with them. And another thing I'm noticing, that 27 of Michael R. Mueller. Now, this is his first season here at Extreme, and I'm watching him, and he's not being aggressive. He's being really easy. He could have dropped down there on that low side in the middle of the pack, but instead he chooses to stay high, let the pack pass him, and he's being very cautious with his cars, not to make anyone mad.
Yeah, and another thing, we talked about friends. Now, the good thing about it is Mason Weitzel up front right now. You got James Thorndike behind him. The one thing that might be looking at a silver lining for the 99 is that 00 Nick Hunt. They are teammates right there. And if he can get up there, so if the cars in between them jump up high, if I was a gambling man, I'd say that 00 would stay low and go with the 99.
Yep, and I'm telling you, the 48 of Richie Evans, the 9 of Mike Rominger, they're teammates. And then so you got double there, you got the 00 and the 99, and Tyler Sifford. No, I don't think he's not. He doesn't have anyone. And now another driver, I don't know if they're teammates, but I can tell you, with them being new to this series, they'll probably more than likely work together. The 41 and the 27. So the only driver out there is really that doesn't have a teammate is 59 and 7.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Now the Corgi, obviously you saw him. That's Killer Ray. He was working with Michael R. Mueller. Again, we say this, working together, you definitely got to have. And at some point, a driver. I mean, oh wait a minute, James. Yeah, wow. Caution's out. That's going to mix it up. But I'm going to tell you what, that started up front with, lap down car. They were going around him, and it looked like the 41's Killer Ray just got bump draft in the back of James Thorndike. We're going to go back here on the replay and let you see this one. Wow. Yep. Just, wow.
It looked exactly like that wreck we had at lap 7. And now I want to tell you, it's like the 77 Ariati's got some matrix move going around him as the 59 just curved around his car perfectly.
Yeah, we're going to go in car with him and watch that. I just saw it because that car came across his nose. And, folks, watch this. If you want to see nerve-wracking, how'd you like to be going around the track and then all of a sudden, shroom, the 59 just went right around the front. Wow.
That was crazy luck right there. And now I'm going to tell you who this caution helps. Is going to help the 78 Dwayne Culberson. He's going to get the lucky dog, the 25 of Tyler Desharm, this 21 of Delonte Ballard. They're going to choose to take the wave around because if you remember, they already pitted. These lead lap drivers here have not pitted.
Yeah, and with 34 to go, we're getting very close to that point where they might could go all the way. Now that's another thing, though. I don't think they can go all the way, can they?
I don't know, Joe. You think we could get someone up here in the booth and ask them that question?
Let's see. Who we talking about here? Let's see.
Someone new.
All right. Somebody new. All right. You know what? Bring up Mike Rominger. How's that?
That sounds great to me.
In a while. Yeah, we haven't talked to him in a great while. So bring him up here and get his input on what he thinks fuel mileage wise. Let's get his pit stop. Let him get his pit stop done first. Don't want to mess up his routine there. Let him get back on the track. I don't like. That's one of the guys. Concentration, so to speak. There we go. Get it out. Here we go. He's coming.
Couldn't find your concentration to say concentration.
There you go. Couldn't find it to say it. That's absolutely right. All right, let's bring Mike Rominger here. Mike Rominger, Joe White in the booth. Got a cop?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Well, hey, Mike, looking good out there in that number 9 Napa know-how machine. This has been a crazy and wild one out here so far. And right now, how's the car feeling? How's the track?
Track's pretty good. We got lucky there through all that chaos there, and after that first pit stop, and actually got in the right pack and drafted to the front. And then the lap cars threw us for a loop there at the end of that run. So yeah, it feels good, and I'm happy to be up front here.
Now my next question, and I know you can answer it if not, can you make it all the way?
I have no clue.
No clue. All right.
No clue. I have no clue.
Oh, well, darn, Davis. There we go. We brought some up and see if we could find an answer because we didn't have a clue either. We didn't calculate on that last run, and we were just seeing because a couple other drivers out there might try to take a wave around and wasn't sure if it'd pay off. But, well, what you think you got? You think you got the car to pull this thing off, though?
Well, I'm in a good position. I just need to finish out the race, and yeah, I got a chance. It's Talladega.
Absolutely, definitely looking good at number 9, Mike. Good luck out there in the rest of the race.
Thank you, sir.
All right, get him back down there to the Lions Motorsports, and with his teammates down there. Hang on just a second. They find him first.
That's a driver right there that we have not talked about a lot this season, but you'd be shocked to know he has 3 top 5s and 5 top 10 finishes.
Yep, very consistent.
Very consistent, and I'll tell you right now, I'd love to see that number 9 put his Napa know-how machine in victory lane tonight.
Well, he's sitting in 5th, and I know, you know, first and foremost, we talked about it because he is one of the chase drivers, isn't he? Yeah.
He is. He was sitting 6th in the points.
Yeah, so he's one of the chase drivers out here tonight. Either way, like I said, we'd love to see him putting in an awesome win. But he's gonna look at that big picture also, coming out of this thing surviving. And I guess, well, we didn't really get our question answered. And can he make it all the way? Which, I mean, I don't blame him if he didn't want to say it. Don't want to give up strategy or whatnot. It would have probably been hard pressed to get somebody maybe to let us know if they can make it all the way. I'm gonna say it's gonna be close with 32 to go. When we go back green, it's probably gonna be 30 to go. Just by going off last night, Davis, I know you can refresh my memory on this because you run last night. How long did y'all go last night? Because I thought it was only 25. Well, matter of fact, didn't you run out of gas the other night?
No, I ran out of gas at Las Vegas on Monday,
right,
but in this race, yeah, you can go about 25 laps on the Xfinity series, so it'll be really, really interesting to see. But it's Talladega. This pack is going to be bunched up together. We're probably going to get another caution.
Yeah, and you know, we can sit up here and say if it goes green the rest of the way, I'll go ahead and just go out on a limb and say they're going to have to make another pit stop, and you're not going to see anybody probably take tires on that pit stop because tires here, that's one thing we've not really talked about, because tires at a super speedway, not to say they're not important, but you can get away with 2-tire pit stops here. You can actually get away with a no-tire pit stop and be very competitive. So I would say if it does go green and the pit stops start to happen, at what point though, Davis, do you say, because obviously last lap, that ends it. 5 to go, caution comes out, that ends it. So theoretically, we've got, in a driver's mind, you've got 25 laps. We go back green at 30. We'd have 25 laps to go. At what point do you say, okay, there's not going to be a caution, I'm going to have to come into pit early? Or do you roll the dice and go and pray that there's one later on?
Well, Joe, this answers the question right here. And just so the viewers know, we're going to be talking about fuel mileage for the rest of this race. As you have a handful of cars, including your leader, the 99 of Mason Wetzel, come down in on the last caution lap to fuel off and to get that extra fuel in their car. So this will, if this thing goes green, we will be talking about fuel for it.
Absolutely. And I think the reason they did right there to do what they did, matter of fact, why not here with as many cars sitting on the lead lap, the reason they did what they did there was that'll take them another lap or two longer. The chances there, caution flying, obviously, like we said, with 5 to go. So, lights are they off on the pace car? I can't see them here. They are, right?
They're double filed right now, so I'm going to say they are. And you can see that 00 right now. He's killing the motor and clutching it, trying to save fuel. So, yeah, it will be a fuel mileage if this thing goes green. Do I think it's going to go green? No, but to answer your question about when I would come in, if I know I can't make it, you're probably going to know about 15 to go. Make sure you got some teammates out there. Go ahead, top her off, and you got to look at the bigger picture. Do you want to go for the win? Or if you're a chase driver, do you want to come out of here with a top 10, top 5 finish, knowing that major hitters like Ariotti, Jake Nichols have damage and are back in the field?
Yeah, and you're 100% right. You definitely don't want to run out of gas with about 5 laps to go, because Ariotti's only two down, and Dwayne Culberson's only 1 down, and obviously Dylan Landry's back there. So a lot of those guys could make up a couple more positions or be right there on them. It might not be as disastrous as we talked about. Like you said, everybody's forming up here. A lot of guys, we got that little tattletale needle right there is what I call as they come out of turn 4 to go back green flag racing. It's going to tell us what they're going to do. This is a very hard place too, though, to save fuel. Not like a normal track where you can get a lead out there and then you can kind of like let off of it early. This place, you're kind of flat footing it all the way around. So very hard place to save fuel. Here we go. 30, it'll be 30 laps to go when they cross the line. Pace cars in as they're all set here. Not really double filed on that outside. Everybody opted to go single file on the inside here. As the green flag's about to fly. Very slow march to the start finish line. Green flag, here we go. Nikon out front. Look at that. He's got old Skillo Ray with old Richie Evans. Now, if they can get a good jump, maybe they can get in front of them before that inside line forms up, as Nick got a good run up there. So we're going to see if those top 2 drivers can actually get a push and get in front of them. As you see, looking at the 9 of Mike Rominger, everybody goes up high.
They choose to leave the 00 Nick Hunt out to dry. And it looks like the 48 of Richie Evans, he's going to take it to the outside of the 41 of Shaquille O'Reilly. He's got his teammate Mike Rominger, the number 9, right behind him. The 99 of Mason Wetzel takes it 3 wide underneath his teammate right now, as we've got all sorts of drama coming up here.
Well, you got to look, and I think we looked at it there. The 00 had damage, and we talked about that earlier. Does damage affect you? Perfect example there. He just could not keep that car out front in front of this pack, and they all just shot right around him. As you see, the 48 of Richie Evans. Wow, what a win that would be for him. Shaquille O'Reilly. So the top 2 guys right now, non-chase drivers, but boy, they're wanting to win this thing. Up high, Michael R. Muller with a 9 there. Mike Rominger. You got Mason Weitzel sitting in 3rd. You got Tyler Sifford there. Cameron Hearn, Nick Hunt. I mean, hey, this is going to be crazy to the end.
It is, and I'll tell you right now, if it comes down to fuel and we stay green, you do not want to be in the lead right now because you're using more fuel. You're constantly on that throttle. You're not lifting it off, but if you're in 2nd, 3rd, 4th place, tucked in behind the car, you're able to lift off at the throttle, try to save a little bit of fuel, but up front, you are not saving an ounce.
No, you're not. Boy, just Mason Weitzel threaded the needle, and he's going to see if he actually can get a little blocking going on here late on, really early here, as Mike Rominger trying to get a run there. We're going to see if the 99 can pull up front, if he can get that high line rolling.
See if he can, but you got to think again, the 99 of Mason Wetzel, he's got the 9 of Mike Rominger behind him, and that's the leader, the 48 Richie Evans teammate.
There you go. True. 9 has just a little bit of opening there. And look at that. Teammate Cameron Hearn and Mike Rominger's teammate. And look what they just did. 99 has no help up top. And he's going to look like a rock in water. And he's going to just drop, sink.
He is. He's just going to keep falling back. The next opening I see is the 00 Nick Hunt. And there's an opening right behind him, and that's closing really fast. And maybe the Nick Hunt will let him in, but if you'll remember, Mason, he didn't give his teammate any help. He took it inside on that start and passed him.
Yeah, looks like he got in between there, Cameron Hearn and actual Michael R. Muller. Well, that answers our question. Can one car survive against the bottom lane? No, I do not think it can. You're going to need help here. And that's a good one out there, Devin. You said the winner of this race probably is not going to be the leader at the white flag. I would say you're probably 100% right with the Xfinity and the truck. But with this car, there's a very good chance if you're leading this one on the white flag, you could hold off a charge. Because like we just saw, Davis, you're going to need help on that outside to try to pass that leader.
You are, and as we talk about that outside, it's the 25 of Tyler Ducharme and the 21 of Delonte Ballard trying to get that outside working. But you're right, I would rather be in the lead in these cars. Look at that gap that 48 has put on him. He's just going to get sucked up. And, you know, we might even see this race end under single file because no one wants to step out because they don't know who's going to go with them. And you might be running second in the last corner, try to go to the outside, try to get gritty, take the win, and wind up 12, 13, 14.
And we've seen it. We've seen that happen before. As you see Mason Weitzel trying it one more time on the outside. Tyler Ducharme is up there up high. Now, there's one thing you don't want to do as a leader is what the 48 just did a minute ago. Get that kind of gap. And they're 3 wide back in the back. Tyler Ducharme says, hey, I'm going way high. And I got a teammate along with him. Well, Tyler Sifford says, I'll try the middle lane here. Nope, switches it down. Boy, these guys are getting awful racy up front so far.
They are. They're getting very dicey right now. As you see the 41 of Shaquille O'Reilly, he takes it to the outside, giving the 99 of Mason Wetzel some help, and that 99 is not backing down. He is getting side drives. He's trying to get every single ounce of momentum he can get to stay up there. As we see the 25 of Tyler Ducharme and the 21 of Delonte Ballard tuck in on that middle line and see if they can make something else work.
Absolutely. The man out front, the 48 machine there, Richie Evans, still commanding this one here as he brings him out of turn 4 to complete this lap. It'll be 24 to go when he crosses the line. He's got help by Tyler Sifford. Mike Rominger. So 3 cars down low, 2 cars up high. Tyler Ducharme's lost a little bit, but he's still there along with Cameron Hearn. He's got his teammate Delonte Ballard hooked to his back deck lid. We're going to see if any of these bad, fast machines can hook up here and get kind of nose to tail and see if Mason Weitzel decides he's going to go on the inside. Look at a 41. Wow, that was close.
He had to do that. If he wouldn't have done that right now, he would have just sunk like a rock. He had to take his chance. As we're getting in here to about 22 to go, hey, things are getting dicey. If you're going to make a move, you need to start planning it and start making it.
Absolutely, and that's the thing we just talked about right there. They tried that outside lane. Obviously, they can't pass below the bottom yellow circle there, or yellow line, excuse me. Can't go there. It's kind of out of bounds lines here at the plate track races at Daytona and Talladega. Well, Richie Evans loving what he's seeing. As long as those guys back there, man, just battle it out. Again, in this car with this package, is probably the only time that I would say a leader might be a little bit safe out front. Any other time, hey, I'm going to go with the second, third, or fourth place machine there because you can get such a run on them. But this car and this package, it is just so difficult to pass on a high line.
It is, Joe, and I tell you, the 48 Rich Evans, he's very comfortable right now because he's got the 7 of Tyler Sifford behind him, and then behind him, he's got the 9 of Mike Rominger. If the 7 tries to step out, the 9's going to go with his teammate, 48 of Richie Evans.
Yeah, you're right, and that's what Tyler has to think about too. He's got to look. Man, I'm gonna tell. Whoa, 99's around. That's Mason Weitzel.
99 of Mason Weitzel was just trying to get everything he could out of that, trying to test that outside line, and it ended up biting him.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, drama. This race has just, wow. I'm gonna tell you what, it's just been, yeah. He went to the high line, went up there, Cameron Hearn, and then he went up, and then they all got together. Tyler Ducharme involved. Nick Hunt almost lost it. Well, he kind of did. He's trying to do his best drift job there to hang on to it. But another chase driver involved here, and it just looked like racing. I mean, they all were going for real estate there. They all, but man, the front end of Mason Weitzel all tore up. Let's see if we can get another angle on this car. Davis, would you have ever thought, man, coming into this race that it would have been this much carnage, mayhem, and just excitement all around?
No, Joe, I did not. If you look back, it looks like the 25 got into the, it was just pushing the 67, and it ended up pushing them into the 99 of Mason Weitzel. But you're right, his front end is torn up. Tyler Ducharme's got some more damage on his front end. Don't know how much that's going to affect him, but this has just been a drama-filled race.
Yeah, and then the 21 Delonte Ballard nowhere to go. He kind of pushed him on up in through there, and wow, as we're just watching this from a different angle, I had no clue that this race is going to definitely go this way. It has just been a wild one so far.
It definitely has, Joe. It has been a wild one from the green flag to lap 80, and hey, you can throw out your notes about the fuel mileage because that's out the window.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. Fuel mileage is definitely out the window now. No fast fixes here too. So what you got, Mason Weitzel all tore up. He's obviously going to try to stay out there. Probably not going to be able to. I'd be surprised if he can stay with the draft with that kind of damage on the front of that car. Bashed in. Looks like a mean bulldog out there right now. Just hate to see that on his end. And it's going to be interesting, but that just looked like hard racing. I mean, those guys there were they were all jockeying around, jumping around everywhere, and it just looked like drafting. And typical Talladega, just typical Talladega.
It really is. And did the 00, I had it on replay, so I wasn't able to see. Did the 00 and the 7 stay out?
Yes, they did. They did.
And the 00, he didn't top off for fuel that last caution.
No, he didn't.
Maybe he thinks he can make it with saving fuel under these caution laps. I mean,
Well, they are cutting their motors off. I can see that, or clutching at one. Or they're killing it to save fuel. You know, at this point, Davis, why not? I mean, I guess why not? I mean, well, there's 20 to go. I would have came in. I probably would have came in, me personally. But, I mean, hey, going for the win. There you go. That's all I can say on that.
If I was the 00, I'd have came in and took him fuel only, no tires, because we've seen what happened when he was leading the pack there in the start of that caution. He's got that damage. None of the cars decided to go with him. I would rather be in the middle of the pack because he almost lost that draft before that caution came out. I'd rather be in the middle of the pack so the drivers don't have a choice but to go with you.
Well, and also to point out that too on the 00 there, Nick Hunt, he spun on that caution, so he tore those tires up. And I know you just said don't come in and get tires. Well, we're on the caution. As much as he slid throughout, you know, I know tires aren't the utmost importance. That put a huge dampening on him. So definitely, I don't know why he wouldn't have at least came in and got 2 tires or 4 or something after knowing, you know, from the slide that he just did on that on this caution here.
Yeah, you're right, Joe. And another thing that's going to hurt is these drivers. They were hoping to take a wave around, especially Ariotti. He's 2 laps down. He was hoping he'd be able to get one of those laps back, but with those drivers staying out, he's not going to get that wave around. So the thing he can hope for now is to get another 2 cautions, and he'll be in the lucky dog position. But even if he does, I think his car's too torn up to stay in that lead draft anyway.
Well, let's throw out even the more drama out here. Mason Weitzel, who was probably the most catbird seat of the whole entire race after that big one on lap 7, up front, now involved in this one, sitting back in 13th. Ariotti, who was involved in that early on wreck, is 14th. So even if they come out of here, Jake Nichols sitting back there in 17th. So now a lot of the heavy top hitter chase drivers, a lot of the favorites, let's put it that way, a lot of the favorites got involved earlier on and now have been wrecked in this race here. Now they're all back there bunched together. So points. We can't just emphasize that enough. Points is now going to be very close. It's not going to be as far as a gap probably coming out of this race now.
Yeah, and there's still going to be some distance between, but you're right, Joe, it's still going to be very tight. And I'll tell you right now, out of the top 10 drivers, only one of those top 10 drivers have a win this season, and that's Cameron Hearn. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see a new winner here tonight.
We said it before. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely not. And out of those top 10 right now, trying to look, Tyler Sifford, Bryce Sinesak. Boy, he's the one that can benefit from this one huge. He is actually a chase driver also, if I'm not mistaken. Mike Rominger and Cameron Hearn, chase driver.
And Richie Evans is a chase driver as well, isn't he?
Okay.
Is he?
I don't see
no,
it
he's
on
not.
there. Okay. Delonte Ballard, I believe, also is. I believe he is one, isn't it? I'll let you check and see. Out of the top 10, though, we do know Bryce Sinesak, Tyler Sifford, and Mike Rominger, Cameron Hearn right now are some of the ones that could benefit hugely from this. You know, even if they don't come out of here with a win, they definitely can benefit points-wise because, you know, we've got guys, Mason Weitzel, Ariotti, Jake Nichols, Bobby Chaney, David Shutt. Some of those guys that are heavy hitter chase guys involved in the wrecks earlier on, way back in the back.
Yep, you're right, Joe. And you got Tyler Sifford, he's in the chase. Bryce Sinesak, he's in the chase running in 3rd. James Thorndike running in 5th, and he had some damage earlier. He's back in it. Mike Rominger, he's in the chase. Cameron Hearn, Delonte Ballard. And the rest of these drivers have major damage. It's going to cost them. Mason Wetzel, he's back in the pack, just got involved in that wreck. Ariotti involved in our lap 7 wreck. Jake Nichols, Mike Franklin, David Shutt, and Bobby Chaney. So this is really going to shake up these points. And these drivers they got some damage and are not going to wind up with a good finish tonight. They're going to have to hit it all cylinders coming out next week at Texas.
You're 100% right on that one, and definitely because we're live here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway, and it has been a thriller from the beginning on to now, with about 17 to go when they cross that line. ExtremeMotorsports99.com here Cup Series action. Folks, it has been a wild one. Run the caution here tonight. 3 for that matter here. And we're definitely watching these guys as a fuel definitely out the window now. Now, we say that, but a couple cars up there, most notably Tyler Sifford and Nick Hunt staying out. So fuel could become an issue with them. We'll just have to see. But a lot of the guys in the back there know they came in and pitted, so shouldn't be. And Dave, just to answer your question out there, this is iracing.com, one of the best simulators out there around. It's about as real as you're going to get as close to real life racing here. And this is Extreme Motorsports99.com Cup Series here, league race. First race of the chase here tonight. We're getting set to go back green flag racing Davis. That pace car's coming out of turn 4, man. And when they cross that line, we'll be 17 to go. We still got to remember, last lap ends at 5 to go, though. Caution comes out. That puts an end to it. And last night, remember, we got a caution with 6 to go to put us in a 2-lap shootout. So anything's possible. As these guys coming down here, pace cars in. Tyler Sifford out front. We'll see if he waits to get to the green flag here as they come slow marching around out of the tri-oval here. Nick Hunt on the outside. 65 mile an hour is what they got to stay current speed. Before the green flag will drop here. They'll cross the line with 17 to go. Green flag out. Here we go. We're back racing. Tyler Sifford does not want to get that big of a jump out front because that outside lane will run. Bryce Senesac did not get a good start. Like that front line up there, man, got it kind of broke up just a little bit.
They did. It's that 0-0. Nick Hunt, we talked about his front end damage. Might have checked up that top side. Him and Richie Evans are stuck up there, and I say that they've got help coming. And Delonte Ballard is just dropping like a rock. Gonna try to get in front of his teammate, the 25 of Tyler Ducharme. Starting to see that second line up top pick up.
Well, I think that right there was by design. Bryce Senesac didn't go like he wanted to, and they actually ran. Now we're going to see. We talked about Bryce all race long. Got a little damage in the front nose. We're going to see if he can hang this pack and hold on to that lead up front, or if that actually will slow him down. Now we'll see if that top line gets, because Richie Evans has got his teammate. Now they got help by Tyler Sifford. We're going to see if they actually, and Richie Evans says no, goes down low and leaves them out. Don't know why he would have done that. Should have stayed there, I believe. But I got a feeling it won't take long that top line's going to come scooting on by.
You're right, Joe, and he's just fighting for every position. Hey, it's the chase. It's Talladega.
Yep.
Hey, it's you. You got to fight for what you can get. Try to get that victory right there. And that 48 is looking really, really loose on the bottom.
Yeah, oh, look at Mike Rominger almost go too high right there. Got a little bit tight as he went into the turn. Didn't get what he needed. Side draft here right now. Bryce Senesac, boy, what he would love to do to pull this thing off here tonight would be a phenomenal feat on his end. He'd love that. That 48 of Richie Evans got to think about it. Oh, there he goes high. We'll see if he gets a good bump. He does get a good draft bump right there from the 7 of Tyler Sifford. They're clean cars, and like I said, with the damage of Bryce and the damage of Nick, I just got to feel like if they can get enough cars up there, you're going to see them just shotgun right past the 9 and 00.
And you're right, Joe, and they got to be careful pushing in those corners, especially with that initial bump right there, as we've seen it time and time again tonight. That can cause the car to be sent around just like that. Yeah,
it will. And as of right now, you don't have to have the full car out front. You just got to have the nose of it sitting out in front of it right here. As we're seeing that number 48 machine there, he's got the 7 tucked up underneath him. As he's got it out front. Now Richie Evans goes down low and takes that side there. That's going to lead the high line up. But Tyler Sifford's coming on and coming with a charge.
And I think I would have stayed high if I was him. It looks like the high side has the momentum right now. And it looks like he thought better of it too. Tried to get back to the high side, but knew it was too late. Now he's stuck on that bottom with the 09 of Bryce Senesac behind him. And you have the 7 of Tyler Sifford leading the charge with the 9 of Mike Rominger and the 27 of Michael R. Mueller.
And look at Tyler Sifford drops down low. So it's like one of these, well, you know, hey, I'll come to the front and go, and they'll just like swap cards like they're swapping, man, out there throwing out some cards or something. Look at this. Now the 48 goes with his teammate. Whoa! Oh, you're right. The 48's around. There'll be no caution. I don't think there'll be a caution because he got. Wait a minute.
Him again.
Oh. Well, Can we get a break from all the action? I'm gonna tell you, wow. Oh, folks. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's just I'm at awe. Wow. And they were teammates. I just think that was a racing deal. The 48 came up. He had a momentum charge by the 9. He just got right in the back end of him.
Oh, 100%. He thought he was clear up there, but like I talked about earlier, that initial bump sent him spinning around, and then it looks like the 27 of Michael R. Mueller. I'm thinking he thought the 9 was on that bottom line, not knowing he was on the middle line, decided to come down and just got into him and sent him in the wall. But the good thing for the 48 of Richie Evans, he didn't get any damage out of that. But unfortunately for the 27 and 9, their chances of winning tonight are over.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bryce Senesac had a front row seat to a wild one again there. But again, from the angle I just shown right there, Davis, and then you just saw the 9, he got took around. Let's go back on a replay. First the 48 went around, but from the angle with the 48 machine there, you saw it didn't take much of contact, if any contact. I mean, they very, very slightly bumped.
They did, Joe. These cars are just so sensitive right now. We've never seen this before with this package, but new package, new build, and it just doesn't take much to send these cars around.
Wild one so far here, and I got a feeling this one's going to be even wilder here as we're watching the incident. Yeah, Mike Romser just didn't know that the other machine there, Michael R. Mueller, was there, came up, slammed into the wall, and hate to see that on his end, because another chase driver involved in the wreck here. And I'm gonna tell you, is that gonna leave the door open for this man here, Tyler Sifford? I mean, he's gonna be up front when we go back green. Now again, we still gotta wonder, has he got enough fuel to make it the whole entire race? Or will we see a guy like Shaquille O'Reilly pull this thing off? Cameron Hearn, Bryce Senesac still there, James Thorndike, Nick Hunt. I don't know. I'll throw up my hands. I have no clue who's going to survive this thing.
It's going to be a crazy finish for sure, Joe. And now the 48, I'll say it again, he didn't get any damage on that, so he's still a contender in this race. But hey, another driver, we've seen him get caught in a few little scuffles here out on the track. But hey, he's still in contention, sitting in the third place. That's the 67 of Cameron Hearn.
Yep. He's definitely been hugging onto that steering wheel, that Huggies mobile he's got. Well, while we're under caution here, let's go high and wide. That's right. Let's go with the Blimpy cam. Blimpy. Everybody likes Blimpy. It's a Blimpy cam. Shows you good facility. It gives you good perspective of the facilities around here at Talladega, and shows you just how far apart these guys are. And well, who don't like Blimpy? David, you like Blimpy?
Blimpy's all right.
Blimpy, all right. Well, Blimpy's a happy word, though. You gotta love the word, at least. How can you be mad? I want to meet the person that can actually be mad and angry and say Blimpy. I just want to meet that person that can actually say it, because it's such a word that you say that, well, it's a happy word, Blimpy.
That cracks me up every time you say it, Joe.
Well, it does. It's Blimpy. I mean, it's a cool sounding word, man. And I tell you, I just don't even think I could say it and be Blimpy, or I don't know how you would even say it and be mean. I mean, come on, you would laugh your head off if somebody tried with a mean face and say Blimpy. You know, I mean, come on. But the Blimpy can. That's what I love it. Love saying it like that, man. And obviously, if you got a Blimpy sub around your area, go check them out. I don't have one. I got Subway, but either way, Blimpy. And I know John Marine out there loves the Blimpy cam. Hope everybody else loves the Blimpy cam.
Joe, I'm going to have to name my dog or my firstborn son Blimpy.
There you go. Davis Blimpy Richards. You know, you gave me an idea. I think that might actually be my next dog's name, Blimpy. Or my bird, if I get another bird. Because, you know, my bird passed away, unfortunately.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, Joe.
Yeah, he decided he was going to commit suicide somehow. And believe me, I hate it, because it's the day after Christmas. I love my bird, Max. He was a very good bird. Everybody heard him in the background. Every once in a while, he'd give his own insight into the races every once in a while. And I was in the other room, and obviously I let this cage open every once in a while because he likes walking around and walking out. And he took flight, and when he took flight, he went and he usually would fly around, come right back to his cage, but he took flight, and I was in another room, and I heard it, and he went up against the wall, and I don't know if he got near the candle we had, but it knocked down, and next thing I know, I saw him on the ground. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I said, wow. So, hate to see it, but maybe we'll get another bird. I want to get another big bird like I had one time that'll talk, and then maybe I'll have me a third co-commentator back here, talking up a cool breeze on us.
Hey, you're right. That'd be pretty awesome, Joe. He'd probably do a better job than me.
Come on now. Oliver out there talking about Blimpy. Sounds like my ex-wife. Man, good. Now, come on now. See, you can't even sound mad saying that. I mean, come on. The word just is, it's, I mean, hey, it's Blimpy. John Brumman said you want more to check out some bumper cams the rest of this one. Absolutely, because we've seen some very intense racing, and at this point here, it's going to be less than 10 laps to go when we go back green flag racing. What this does, though, Davis, is definitely opens up the playbook for everything. You know, kind of friends and teammates. We've been talking about it throughout the entire race here. Got to be out the door at this point. You know, it's rung what you brung. It's go time here. Usually we say that with about 25 to go at normal tracks. Talladega and the plate race is usually less than 10 because, you know, it's such a long facility and whatnot, and what it takes to get around here and what it takes for these cars to get up to speed. So, like we were talking, it's going to be very important on this restart for Tyler Sifford. Don't want to get too far out, but he definitely wants to get right there in front of him.
He definitely does, Joe. It's going to be very interesting to see right here. And man, I mean, he's new this season. I haven't talked about him a lot, but he's still up there fighting at 41 of Shaquille O'Reilly. Hey, you might surprise us.
Well, you know, he's had an up and down season. Not one he really liked there, and definitely said, I got you, John. Yeah, bumpy. That was a good one. And John Wimber says should have named the bird Helen Keller. What? What do you mean? Come on now. It was a good bird. Mac was a good bird. I was kind of sad. Anyways, it was a good bird. Look at my dog.
Sorry. I'm sorry I laughed at John Wimbish's joke.
He did. Look, I don't get it. Maybe
because Helen Keller was blind and your bird flew and hit walls that was blind.
Well, he did that before. He used to fly around. It hit the curtain over there. And he'd end up being sitting on top of the curtain. I'd have to go over there. Max, come here. I gotta get you off the curtain, you know, and take it back to his cage. But I don't know what's wrong with him, man. He flapping his wings around. But hey, anyway, that's neither here nor now. He can go fly around all he wants. But you're right, Oliver. It's no holds barred out here. That's what it's felt like on this. It's what it's felt like this race from the beginning. Ever since that lap 7 incident here. It's been like a no-holds-barred style race out here at Talladega. I mean, these guys have been in a fight.
It's been a fight from the green flag to now, and this race still isn't over. It's anyone's race right now. There's still some cars, and a lot of these cars have damage, but hey, still anyone's race tonight, and anyone can walk out of here with the checkered flag.
Yeah, I don't even want to pick who's the favorite right now, man, to try to pull this thing off here tonight. As you see, Tyler Sifford up front all night long, but you got Shaquille O'Reilly been there too. They've dodged and weaved everything. Cameron Hearn's been another one there. Bryce Senesack, he's up front. Definitely just these guys, man, have survived the mayhem and carnage. And we're getting set to go here with 8 to go. Like I said, with 5 to go, caution comes out. That's going to end it here. And I want to appreciate everybody tuning in. We got a split house, man, between Facebook Live and YouTube. You're about to see a thriller here as a pace car ducks off. Green flag's about to fly here at Talladega Super Speedway to end this one here, hopefully for the final time on the start. As they roll around here, green flag, here we go. Tyler Sifford, he puts the hammer down. He's got that man outside the Corgi team there, the 41, Shaquille O'Reilly. They'll go side by side heading off into turn number 1, folks. Right now, they're still deadlocked right there as they head out of turn number 2, storming down the backstretch. Cameron Hearn is pushing for his life. As you see that man right there, Bryce Sinisak, goes low with him.
And that 41 of Shaquille O'Reilly, he's left out to dry. He's going to need help. That 00 and Nick Hunt, that front end damage is really affecting him right now, and he's not able to get that push. But you see the 67 of Cameron Hearn, he goes to the outside. 41's going to try to give him some help, and they're going to try to take the lead on the 7 of Tyler Sifford as they come out of 4th.
You know what? Right there, the 67 tried to go to the high side, and it's what we talked about earlier. If you go to the high side, the guy behind you's got to come with you. He didn't. Bryce Sinisak stayed low there with the 7 machine there, but we're going to see if the 67 can get a run. Does not have to get in the front. He just has to get a fender out front. That's all he needs as they come out of the turn. Tyler led that lap right there, though, by mere inches as we see the top side with Shaquille O'Reilly, the 00, and Nick Hunt, Delonte Ballard. As you say that, 00 goes on the inside of Nick Hunt. So that leaves 2 cars up high if the other ones can maybe get closed up. Now Mason Weitzel right now sitting in the 9th place spot. If he can kind of stay where he's at, he might be okay. He just got a lot of front end damage. He's gonna need a lot of help to get back up there and try to win this thing.
He is, Joe, and that 09 of Bryce Sinisak takes Tyler Sifford. Tyler Sifford tries to block it. They're going to freight train him. As there's about a half a car between him and the 59 of James Thorndyke, and they're evened up, and Bryce Sinisak is going to lead this lap.
Yes, he did. That's all you need to win the race right here. With a 9, stay up high with the 67. No, he won't. He drops down. And, you know, that's got to be in the back of the mind of the 67 to Cameron Hearn. Well, you know what? If I get up there, too, and you need help, guess what? I'm going to leave you out to dry. And we've seen it all race long, what's happening here. But it is go time. 6 to go here. When they cross the line, it'll be 5 to go. And you know what that means? If they get about halfway through that lap and a caution comes out, it puts an end to it. Bryce Sinisak could pull this thing off here tonight in a thriller. Cameron Hearn, he dives on the inside. We talked about it earlier, Davis, as they come across the line. You're going to need help on that high line. And when I say help, I mean you're going to need what Tyler Sifford just did right there.
He's getting the help that he needs. Those 2 drivers are working together. But is Tyler Sifford going to leave him out to dry, or is he going to stay on the high side? He's going to leave him out to dry. And that 67 has got the 41 of Shaquille O'Reilly behind him, and that 41 can just not get any help. No one wants to work with him.
You know, and that's sad because he's been up front. He's proven he can hang with the draft all race long, and I hate to see that on his end, not having a lot of guys. And, you know, hey, that's just the new guy syndrome out here. Don't know you. I don't really know how well you race. Nothing against him. He's definitely out here holding his own against the best of the best. But you're right. Nobody wants to get up there and test that waters. And right now, they're probably going to drop off here. Last lap, last turns where it's going to happen with these cars. We've talked about it time and time again through this whole entire race. Bryce can get up there and make the pass. It seems like they make the pass to get in front. Next guy can make the pass. It's going to be interesting. Right now, though, Tyler Sifford's holding his own up front.
And look at the 41 and the 25 spins the 41.
Wow, and I tell you,
hate to see that.
All night long, Shaquille O'Reilly was up front, and then right there, just went in line, and boom. Now we're going to see, is Tyler Sifford going to go high? Yeah, he says, look, not this time, guys. Y'all did that to me. Whoa, Sifford's around. We got another big one. Holy cow. This race is over. Who is going to win this thing? This is over. That's the last caution right there. I'm showing Delonte Ballard leading, but I don't know if that's 100% correct. I'm going to have to wait till it goes around to the start-finish line. The ticker gets updated. And while we're waiting on that, let's go back and watch that. Oh, Bryce Sinisak. I don't know. I don't know if it was unbelievable. You're right. The great words, John. Unbelievable. Wow. Who would have thought?
That took out the whole field. And I have no clue who's going to win and who's going to be.
I don't either.
Because some of these cars that could have been ahead of them when the caution came out, they're blown up. They had to tow back to their pit stop. They're done. They're over.
We're going to have to wait. folks, let me go back to live. It's showing Delonte Ballard as the leader as of right now. Now, he did make it halfway through that. And I'm going to tell you what a comeback story that would be all race long. Richie Evans, or actually, excuse me, there's another car right behind them.
That's Vern Bradley. He's many laps down.
Oh, I mean, okay. So then it is Delonte. Delonte was the one because Vern Bradley came around Delonte in that wreck. So our leader right now is Delonte. If he can make this thing, he has won this race here tonight with Richie Evans. And folks, I'm going to just go ahead and say it. That's probably going to leave 5 cars on the track that have not been hit tonight.
Joe, in that 09 of Bryce Sinisek is showing him in 4th, and he had to toe to pit road. He couldn't make it.
Oh, heartbreaker. Heartbreaker. And I got a feeling a lot of these drivers are going to be mixed up here. Now, what we thought would be disastrous for a lot of the chase drivers at the beginning might not be so bad after the end of this one points-wise. It's just going to make this thing very interesting coming out of here because this race right now, Mason Weitzel might be the one that's going to benefit the most. He's sitting there in 3rd place. Mike Rominger 4th. You know, Mason, he got caught up in that incident earlier on. And he's going to be able to cruise here and come out of here in 3rd. So, oh, boy, I tell you what. Talladega, you got to love this place.
You're absolutely right, Joe. Who would have thought? Delonte Ballard had damage the entire race. He's out there. He's going to win this thing. Mason Wetzel, his car was tore up. 48 of Richie Evans, sitting in 2nd place after that last caution and was spun through the infield. Mike Rominger in 4th. He had major damage. Nick Hunt takes his limped car into 6th place after having that front end damage. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even have a front end on that thing. James Thorndike, or Dwayne Culberson, he's done. The car just expired on him. Wow, so the first casualty here of not being able to make it. James Thorndike, no front end on that machine. Shaquille O'Reilly, he's back there in 8th. I mean, you know, this is something that we would be, and it's going to be interesting if Tyler Sifford can make it this whole entire way. That thing is smoking heavily right now, so we'll have to watch to see if he can make it. But, you know, this is something we would see at a Bristol or a Martinsville. A bunch of just tore up, you know, demolition derby style. But Talladega, I mean, I'm looking through this top field here and trying to figure out who doesn't have damage. I think Mike Rominger might be the only one that does not have damage.
Mike Rominger has damage. Remember, he was involved in that wreck earlier.
You know what? Our whole top 10, every one of those cars have got someone. I think even Delonte Ballard has a little bit of damage. Wow. Could you ever thought in a Talladega race that the whole top 10 field wouldn't come out of here clean?
Joe, no, I wouldn't have. This has been a crazy finish. And if you missed this race, you need to go back and watch it because there has not been a minute of non-action from flag to flag.
Well, you know, that man in the slam twitch machine out there, Delonte Ballard, we call him the showstopper. And I know he just stole the show here tonight and is going to win the first race of the chase here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com Cup Series. And wow, what a thriller. Now, I know, is he a chase driver?
Delonte Ballard is a chase driver, Joe.
That's going to be a very win-win on his end. Richie Evans, Mason Weitzel, and Mike Rominger, and Cameron Hearn, all chase drivers. So the top 5 all chase drivers right there. So definitely surviving. They're going to get good points coming out of here. Obviously probably going to get maybe a penalty point here and there because that's just the incident stuff. But with that said, surviving this place, wow, is just wow. Delonte coming out of this thing stealing the show.
He did. Joe, I was not expecting him to come out and win this thing. He had damage, and his car was definitely feeling the ill effects of it. And he came out here, and it's Talladega. Anything can happen. And hey, I hope he goes out there and burns them down.
And no doubt about it, tear it up at that point doesn't really matter. Now Oliver says, welcome to Bristol. Yeah, huge size Bristol here tonight. These guys have just beaten and battered these machines out here. What a race. That's all I got to say. What a race to kick off the chase here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com Cup Series. It has been an awesome Talladega week. And that man right there in the 21 machine, Delonte Ballard, SRA, Sim Racing Authority, we call him the showstopper, came out here and with a beat up slam twitch machine with an Elwood design, that's Alan J. Elwood, is going to pull it off here at Talladega. What a win, what a finish.
Someone just blew up as soon as they crossed the line. Couldn't ask for a better time, I guess.
Might have been Tyler Sipper.
I think it was, Joe.
Wow. Well, let's bring up the top three here. That's going to be Delonte and Richie Evans, and I believe it was Mason Weitzel.
Yes, sir.
All right. Bring up Mason. Get him. There we go. We're going down here and see if we can find Delonte. Delonte is definitely going to be very, very relieved and happy. I think a lot of these drivers are just going to be relieved to get out of here, especially Mason, getting wrecked earlier on, bouncing back like he was. What a run! What an awesome thing there. So, and then was it Richie Evans for second?
Yes, sir.
Richie Evans in here, Alliance Motorsports. Good night for those guys too, right there, along with Mike Rominger and company. It definitely was awesome. All right. Let me bring up our third place man, Mason Weitzel. We'll let you get to talk in with him, Davis.
Hey, Mason Weitzel, this is Davis Richards up here in the OSR Network booth. Man, after coming out of your win last night, had a lot of damage, gotten involved in some wrecks, had a very competitive, fast car. Man, did you think at the end of this race you were going to be sitting third place talking to me?
Third? No, I mean, I had a plan. I'm just going to try and help Bryce get a win. Wherever line he was in, I was going to try and push that line. And I almost made it through that last wreck there. It was close.
How damaged was your car, and how much was it affecting you?
It was pretty bad. It was almost 2 minutes of damage, and it was all on the front. So if I got out of line, I was a sitting duck. So I was just lucky that I had some cars without damage behind me. So as long as I could stay in the draft, it was safe. But anything by myself, I screwed.
I mean, well, that's that never give up attitude. Went out, got you a third place finish. Could have taken a major hit in the points, but instead you turn it around for you. You had a little bit of luck on your side, but hey, they'll take it where you can get it. You excited to come out there next week to Texas?
Yeah, I said last one at Texas, not one of my best tracks, but a little extra motivation. I'll sit pretty good in the points and see what we can do.
Well, hey man, you got a chance to go out there and win 2 championships, win it in the Xfinity Series and win it in the Cup Series.
Yeah, there's a lot of tough competition. I definitely can't rest. Got to practice and just see where we can go. I know there's some fast guys that had some bad luck tonight, and I know they're not going to let up. So looking forward to the next 4 races and the great competition we're going to have on the OSR network.
Well, before I let you go, you got anyone out there you want to thank?
Just everybody in SMD Motorsports down there, Vern, Tom, John, Bryce, and Tim, and James Thorndike's hanging out with us tonight, and then C-Note Designs for the paint scheme, putting the chase decals on for me.
Well, sounds good, buddy. Hey, we'll see you next week out at Texas Motor Speedway.
All right, guys, thanks.
I'll tell you what, man, right there, Davis, that's Mason Weitzel. Boy, he had an awesome thriller last night with a win, and tonight got that third place run here and looked very, very good doing it. And he was right. It's going to be a close one here, battling it throughout this chase. But he's sitting pretty good with a third place here tonight. Well, let's bring up another man sitting good. Finishing out here in second, Richie Evans in the 48 machine.
Hey, Richie Evans, this is Davis Richards up here in the OSR Network booth. man, we seen you out there, led some laps. We're looking really good. I actually thought you were going to be able to pull out the win there, but you had a little bit of contact with your teammate on the trial. It looked like just like a race field, trying to get every ounce out of it. Man, after that happened, did you think you were going to be sitting in second place?
No, I didn't know, which I don't usually give up too easy, but yeah, I didn't know about that.
Man, well, that was awesome. It's Talladega. How did it feel out there in the car tonight?
Felt pretty good to me. I mean, you know, everybody did a pretty good job for the most part, and drafting and everything, so.
Well, this second place finish, well, is that going to give you the momentum you need to go out there? And I know you're not in the chase, unfortunately, but is that still going to give you the momentum out there to go out there, score some top fives, and maybe even finish the season off with a win?
I'm going to give it a hell of a try, that's for sure.
Hey, sounds good, buddy. That's all you can ask for right there. But before I let you go, you got anyone out there you want to thank?
Definitely got to say thanks to my teammate, Mike Romiger, and Cameron Hearn, and I'm sure there were some other people out there drafted with something tonight, but those three for sure, or two.
Well, good luck to you, man. I hope to be speaking to you more often. Hopefully you can get up there, get you a win before this season's out with, and be able to start that next season with some momentum and a bang. But we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, hopefully be talking to you soon.
All right, Davis, I'll tell you right there, that's our second place man, Richie Evans, surviving here and doing a fantastic job in that 48. Well, I know another guy here, the 21, he pulled off the win here in the first race of the chase here tonight, and that slam twitch machine that Alan J. Elwood designed. Delonte Ballard, Joe White in the booth, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
I'll tell you what, man, we call you the showstopper. Stole the show here tonight. Made it through that last. First off, tell us how wild this race was from the beginning on.
Man, I don't know. This race was insane. I felt that I was going to go into this race, pretty badly. I'm not a good qualifier here, so we starting to back, and I knew I was going to get caught up in a wreck, and it was just a matter of time of when that wreck was going to kick off. And luckily, I was lucky to get through most of those with very minor damage, which I thought once you get into a wreck here at Super Speedway, it's just like you automatically think your race is done. You have that much damage, but somehow I didn't have that much damage. I think the most damage I had was that the wreck with me, Tyler, and Wetzel was in. That was only 20 seconds worth of damage. So this race was insane, man. I never would have thought that I would have came out here on top.
Definitely. I mean, we saw you there at the end, and we didn't even know who won the thing throughout that crash there. I mean, it was just cars everywhere, mayhem, and it seemed like every major wreck here happened in the front there and took out pretty much most of the entire front side. But hey, you pulled it off here. First race of the chase here, Talladega. We call this the wild card. You brought that slam machine man to the front. Maybe a little beat up out there, but hey, you won it tonight here at Talladega for Extreme Motorsports 99.com Cup Series. I'll tell you what, how does that make you feel going into the rest of the chase?
That makes me feel great now going to the Talladega is always one of them tracks that I have to worry about come chase time. Like I said, I don't normally run good at super speedways. I think I can count my super speedways on my hand, the wins on my hand here. I don't have that many of them, but it lifts a lot off my shoulders. So now, I can just go out there and run a normal race here on out just to, capitalize points and hopefully be the final four come Homestead.
Yeah, no doubt. And another, just real quick, right now, a lot of the top guys are going to have to push it to the limit now because of some of the finishes they had tonight. And like you just said, you've got kind of a little bit, pressure off your back. Like you said, you could be Bobby Cheney, one of your teammates. He did it a couple seasons ago. Won here, Talladega, and it just had to be consistent the rest of the time. That puts pressure on the other guys, and was a champ. So keep it in the back of the mind. But hey, got anybody out there you want to thank for the awesome win tonight?
Oh man, yeah, I want to thank you guys first of all for putting on such a great show. I love it when you broadcast, Joe, and Davis, y'all are great. Of course, I got to thank Slam himself for putting his beautiful logo on the hood of the car, and being a sponsor, a great friend, best friend of mine. Everybody at SRA Motorsports and the Jake Nichols Racing Alliance. I didn't know how this was gonna happen with everybody wrecked out and Tyler having such a damaged car. I gotta give my hats off to him. Tyler drove a hell of a race, you know, helped me out through it. Even though he had that damage, he was willing to do whatever it took for me to get some points tonight. So I gotta thank him too. I gotta thank Stephanie. She spotted for me tonight. Stephanie is undefeated still at spotting somebody at super speedways, and I thought I was gonna mess that record up for her, and I'm glad that it didn't mess up with me, so somebody else is gonna have to ruin that. I want to give a shout out. Well, actually, let me finish thinking this with Alan Norwood, of course, for painting such a beautiful car. Then I want to give a special shout out to a buddy of mine. That's a Twitch buddy of mine, Gar saying today is his birthday, and I want to dedicate this win to him. So, Gar, if you're out there watching or somehow get the replay to this, man, this is for you, man. I hope you enjoy it.
Well, there you go, man. Gar, hey, awesome finish, awesome race here tonight, and the undefeated streak of being a spotter for Stephanie out there. Losentine, I think it is her last name. I can't really say her last name all too well. You can, Dante.
That'll be Lessentine. Stephanie Lessentine.
There you go, Lessentine. That's it. Absolutely. Well, Stephanie, we'll give you a good shout out. And again, congratulations on the first race here to Chase at Talladega. The showstopper himself still in the show here tonight, Delonte Ballard.
All right, guys, thanks.
All right, Davis, I tell you, man, we can sit up here for another hour and talk about all the excitement in this race, but wow, that's all I got to say is this was a thriller from the start to the end. You got any final words?
Well, it absolutely was, Joe. And if Stephanie's undefeated as a spotter, I need to get her to spot for me to grab me a win, because that is unbelievable. But just an awesome finish. Who would have thought Delonte Ballard? And nothing against him or anything yet, but he's a great racer and everything. But he had a really damaged car out there, but was still able to stay with the draft. But who would have thought he would have pulled out the victory here tonight? And he's definitely going to be a front runner come next week at Texas. And another thing I want to talk about is we've seen Ariotti too. He had a bunch of damage involved in that lap 8 wreck, but he was able to come out in 10th place. But hey, if this is any way this chase is gonna go for the rest of the time, then y'all need to tune in here to OSR Network, because it is definitely going to be exciting.
It is, and like Delonte said, now this brings a big thing off his back here, and because hey, we saw it a couple seasons ago. Bobby Chaney won Talladega, and all he had to do was maintain and be consistent, because the pressure's on the other chase drivers now. A lot of them involved earlier on in the wreck. It was a thriller from the beginning here at Talladega Super Speedway for ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And that concludes the Talladega week here at Extreme Motorsports here for the K&N Truck Xfinity Series and now the Cup Series here tonight. As we head out of this place, we go next week, man, race 2 of the chase here, and it's going to be interesting. We'll have, 4 more races to go before we crown a champ here in the Cup Series. Well, until then, I want to appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, and everyone have a good night.